Hey guys, hey guys, hey guys, hey guys, hey guys. Bank balance. Y'all know how I am. And right before I get on a webinar or I get on live or if I'm pre-recording something, I always have on some music and I'm always dancing because that is how I get rid of my nervous jitters. So it's another reason why y'all would never see me go anywhere and speak where I can't be behind a curtain dancing. Like I really have to do a jig. Like I really have to do something before I start speaking to just shake off the last of my jitters and make me feel like I can rule the world. Because that's how you should feel before you go live. And we're going to talk about that. This is how to turn your authenticity into sales. I'm throwing these cards around. I am trying to get used to using these physical cards instead of having this in my hand because this is not professional. It's not. And I'm about to start some talk show stuff on YouTube. So if you are not subscribed to me on YouTube, you need to subscribe to me on YouTube, girl, because it's about to be a business talk show with a black host. That's not politically correct. I have to work on that too. I have to work on it. I was about to make up an excuse for myself and say, I can say whatever I want to say because this is America. But you know what? I need to be politically correct, but I am starting a talk show on YouTube. It's going to cover all types of business stuff, and I'm going to be interviewing business owners across the world. But I'm getting used to using these instead of having this in my hand, even though this is what I grew up with. And I love this thing. This is my baby. And y'all know I'm talking about if that's your baby too. Okay, so how to turn your authenticity into sales. I am going to go over some things that you need to do before you get on live for you to prep. I'm also going to go over a couple of tips for you guys to have more views. I am going to give you some questions you can ask yourself to build your brand story, 3 ways to share that brand story, and directly what you can be doing right now, today, to turn your authenticity into sales. But before I get to that, because that's at the end, I have got to prep you guys. There's some things you need to know before we get there, and I'm going to give you those gems. Okay, so let me get rid of this out of my hand. As I told you guys, I need to get rid of this. All right, it's gone now. Okay, so this is how you're going to turn your authenticity into sales. Beforehand, you guys are going to need to be doing things like going live. And I listed that in the description for this webinar. I realized that there's a lot of people who are like really anxious and really scared and like, I don't know, I can't go live. Like it makes me nervous. I totally understand. And you're thinking to yourself now, if you know me, you're like, no, you don't. You don't understand what I'm feeling right now. You go live every 50 seconds. I have that live fear that people have of going live. I have that of pre-recorded video. I literally have that of pre-recorded video. So there is no name for it. I guess, I don't know, if you guys have live jitters, then maybe I have pre-recorded jitters. I don't know what it's called, but the way that people say they get anxious and they get nervous going live and they don't know what to say on the spot, I feel that exact same way about pre-recorded video. Even though you can go back and edit it later, it still feels really funky and really weird to me. So I do understand what you're feeling right now. I just have it in the opposite direction, in the opposite way. But there are a couple things you can do to make it better. So number 1, you can practice. Talk to yourself in the mirror. Talk to yourself in the mirror when you're brushing your teeth. Talk to yourself, and I'm pointing that way because my bathroom's that way. Talk to yourself in the mirror when you're getting dressed. Just talk. Like the more you talk, the more comfortable it would be. Maybe that's why I'm so comfortable on live, because I talk a lot. Like you have to talk and you have to practice going live in order to become better at it. And sometimes that means you just need to start going live. Like whatever, just start going live. Like if you're out in public, if you are doing anything that's related to your business behind the scenes, if you are having, you're about to have a client meeting and you want to just go live and introduce your client, whatever it may be. I don't know what you have worked out with them, non-disclosure agreements and all that good stuff. But Go live. Start with the little stuff. Hey guys, this is going to be a day in the life with me. I'm going to be vlogging today, so you guys are going to see me a lot of my stories, and we'll go live a little bit later and I'll talk about some of the things I did. So that's easy, right? Just stories, snap, 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 all throughout your day. And then at the end of the day, go on live, give a summary of how productive your day was. Boom. That's easy. That's practice. I'm going to tell you guys, I don't want you to set your expectations super high, because getting viewers on Instagram Live is difficult. It's difficult. I'm not going to sit up here and tell you, yeah, you can get like 50,000 viewers in 3 months. All you have to do is go live once every 60 days. No, it doesn't work like that. You have to go live all the time, or either you're going live all the time back to back to back crazy like I do, which is not necessary. You don't have to be crazy sporadic like I am. That's just my personality, and obviously that's my brand. It's colorful and it's sporadic and crazy and fun. You don't have to do that, but you do have to be consistent. So if you're saying, okay, I'm going to host a live every Monday at 6 p.m., make sure you're there every Monday at 6 p.m. because the minute you're not there on a Monday at 6 p.m., you're losing all of your viewers that you've built up. But so when you first start, you probably only have about 3 or 4 viewers, maybe even less than that. Don't feel weird, because like I said, it's normal and it takes a lot. I have about 15,000 followers, and if I go live at my prime time, I know what time people are looking at my page, because Instagram tells you, if you have a business profile, what times of the day and what days are most popular. So I know who's looking at my profile and when the most. And so if I go live during that prime time, at maximum, I'll probably get around 30 something people on my live. And that's out of 15,000. Now, here's the kicker. And that's normal, by the way. That's normal, because I see people that have, 100,000 and 200,000 subscribers, and at the most they have on 100 people. So with that being said, if you've only got 1,000 followers, you should only have like 3 or 4 people on live if that's how it's going. Now, this is why the ratio is so low. Okay, Instagram only shows your posts to about 10% of your following. So I've got 15,000 followers, but only 1,500 people are being seen or are being shown my post on a regular basis. There are a couple of ways to get over that, and I'm going to go over that when I get down to tips for more views. But for now, just have your expectations be realistic. Like, don't get on there and say, oh my gosh, I went live and only had 2 viewers. Like, oh, poo, I should never do this again. Like, no, it doesn't work like that. Keep going live. Keep at it. Your audience will grow. And you'll also get views after that. So when you put that video into your 24-hour replay, you'll still continue to get views after that. So those count as well. Just because they weren't there live and you went live doesn't mean it doesn't matter, as long as they see it. It's all about the amount of people that see it. So you can go live and you'll have those live viewers, and then you can put it in your 24-hour replay, and then you'll have those views, and then you can take that video and probably chop it up into 5 or 6 Instagram video posts. And you'll have those viewers. So you're getting your point across. And that is the whole idea, is that you would like to get your point across. And see, now my phone is ringing and it's not in my hand. I don't even need to be looking at it. Okay. All right. So practice. Number 2, these are ways to make going live easier. Write a script. Write a script. I'm not just telling you this because I'm a writer. Yes, I'm a spoiled writer. Yes, I write a script. This is a script. I have these note cards all over my desk. I'm looking at it right now. I could probably grab these note cards and just have a confetti. You know how people have those guns where they put the little money in and they shoot it and the money's just shooting out, like Money Mayweather has one? I need one for note cards. For all the scripts I've written, for all the lives I've done. And I used to write them on my phone, actually. So when I say write a script, it doesn't have to be, like a professionally written dialogue, like, oh, I'm going to say this, and then I'm going to pause for 3 seconds, and then I'm going to look to my right, and then I'm going to bat my eyelashes. It doesn't need to be all that. It doesn't have to be extra. It really just needs to be bullet points of what you're going to say, a guideline for yourself of what you want to say. I have the tendency to run off the rails and start rambling and talking about random stuff that has nothing to do with what I'm supposed to be talking about. So this keeps me on track. This keeps me on track This keeps me all together. I've got my bullet points. I know before I get on here, I need you guys to know this, this, and this. This is going to make you the maximum amount of money. It's probably going to take me about 45 minutes to explain these things in depth and answer questions. Boom. This is my script. So don't think it has to be something that's super formal, but you need to at least have something, you know, even if you get on, and I saw someone give this tip the other day. If you are not used to going live, it's a really good idea to say, okay, to pick a topic and have 3 bullet points of things that you either like about it, dislike about it, 3 opinions that you have, whatever. Get on, share the title of the topic, talk about why you picked it, boom, boom, boom. Those 3 points, that's it. That's an easy live. Easy, 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 okay? Number 3, have someone sit behind the camera. I actually have not seen someone share this tip before, and I actually think it's really useful because in my head, like I'm actually looking at myself, which is why you see my eyes going down like this, but I should be looking at you guys. See, now I'm looking in the camera, and you're probably like, wow, I feel really special. She's looking me right in the eye. That's where I should have been looking the entire time. See, now I'm looking back down at myself. But I'm looking at myself because I'm talking to myself. That's making me feel more comfortable, as if I'm having a conversation. So if you have someone sit behind the camera, see, now I'm looking behind the camera. If you have someone sitting behind the camera and you are sharing these points with them, it's almost like you're having a conversation. And so with that person, you're not imagining that person being there. With that person actually being there, it may make you feel more comfortable. And so I just want to share that tip with you guys. I know that we don't all have like just some person that we can say, hey, I need you to come sit behind my camera for 30 minutes while I go live. Thank you. Love you very much. We don't all have that. But, you know, if you've got kids, like, hey, do your homework at this table, set your, you know, light up or set your camera up, whatever it is, and then have that person sitting behind there, even if they're not listening to you, because they don't need to be listening to you for this to work. They just need to be present. So even if they're just on the other side doing something quietly while you're recording, even that little bit helps, just having them there. So those 3 things right there will help prepare you for live success. But for the most part, you just got to get over it. You have to find what works for you. Like I said, for me, y'all know when I get on here, I'm always like think hip bouncing and like dancing and stuff like that. It's because I've danced before my lives. So I put on my makeup, make sure my script is put together, I make sure my script is put together, I put on my makeup, hair, do my hair, whatever is going on, and then I turn on some jams and I dance for about 5 to 10 minutes, and then boom, I get on here, and that's how I get on here with all this energy, because I was just doing a Harlem Shake 30 seconds ago. Like, but that's what I have to do to get myself here. So just figure out what works for you. Maybe it is dancing. Maybe you should try that. Okay. All right. So here's a couple of tips for more views. 5 tips to get you more views, because obviously more views, it will make you feel more comfortable at a certain level. Okay. Number 1, tell people ahead of time. Tell people ahead of time. Yeah, you know, the glory of going live used to be that it was a surprise, and it was like, oh my God, you're going live. This is great. Oh my gosh, we're in the moment with you. But now it's like, okay, people can't always stop what they're doing to watch you on live. And so then it becomes a little bit of a hard thing to do for them to be present, and that can affect your views. So if you notify people, because you're still going live, right? They're still with you live. It's still in the moment. So it's not completely thrown off the boat that it's live, but, we watch stuff on TV live, and we know what's coming on, and we still, you know, plan to sit there and watch it live. And that's what you want people to do. You want people to plan to be present, because then that means that you are going to really be growing an audience. So this comes along with saying, hey, I'm going live every Monday at 6, like I said earlier, or I'm going live every Sunday at 4 p.m., or I'm going live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8 a.m. If you guys are life coaches, or if you're in anything spiritual, I see a lot of people in that area say, you know, I'm going to go live, you know, every, you know, weekday, Monday through Friday at 6 a.m. We're going to do a prayer call, whatever it's going to be, give you your Monday morning motivation or your morning motivation throughout the week. So let people know. Tell people ahead of time. You can make an Instagram post. This is great about this. You can make an Instagram post for this and just say, hey, this is the Get Spoiled show. which is what my show is called on YouTube. This is the Get Spoiled Show. We'll see you guys every Monday, Wednesday, Friday live at 6 p.m. And you make one flyer and you just share that flyer over and over and over again. Takes up some space. You don't have to think about what to post that day. I actually have it all on auto post, so I just like put a bunch of them every couple days. I schedule them in and they just auto post by themselves. Okay, so number 2, same time, same place. That's what I just said. Tell people ahead of time. Number 2, same time, same place. So when I say tell people ahead of time, you should tell people ahead of time. But it should also be because it doesn't have to be the same time, same place if you're telling people ahead of time, but it makes it easier if it is the same time, same place. And that's why it's separated as 2, because you can tell people, okay, I'm going live tomorrow at 6, and then 3 days later say, okay, I'm going live tomorrow at 4. You can change it, but you're going to get more viewers if you do same time, same place, which is why I separated. So that's number 2. Number 3, tell people to turn on their post notifications. Holy freaking cow. I wish I would have did this. This is one of my biggest mistakes when I was growing my following. One of my biggest mistakes, okay? Because I was not aware how small of an audience Instagram was showing my posts to until they changed the algorithm back in January of 2018, okay? When they changed the Instagram algorithm in January of 2018 and decided to only show 10% of your audience your posts, that threw my game off completely. I was like, whoa, I just spent 9 months building 15,000 followers, and now you guys only want to show my posts to 1,500 people. Like, we're no longer friends, but you know what? We're still going to be friends. We're just going to be frenemies. I'm frenemies with Instagram, okay? But when you tell people to turn on their post notifications, they will get a notification to their phone that you have posted regardless of what Instagram has going on. So when that person clicks in the drop-down menu and says, yes, I want to turn on my post notifications, I want to know every single time this person posts something, I don't care what's going on, you need to tell me when this person posts. When they do that, that surpasses the algorithm. Yes, I'm going to say it again. That surpasses the algorithm. So you need to be telling people, hey, turn on your post notifications. When you follow me, turn on your post notifications. You can put it in your bio. Make sure you don't want to miss anything. Turn on your post notifications. People will actually drop comments on your thing and say, what? I missed this. What? Where's this live at? When did this sale happen? Sorry, boo. Turn on your post notifications. I might take this and make it into a commercial. Turn on your post notifications. Okay, so you have to tell people to do that. Number 4, welcome each person to the room. So as you are going live and people are popping up into your live, it makes a difference if you recognize them by name. So if Sally pops up, say, hey, Sally, welcome to the room. Keep going. Now, I'm going to say, don't do this all throughout your live. Do it in like the first 5 to 10 minutes. So take the first 5, now I wouldn't even say 5 minutes because 5 minutes is a really long time in live time. I would say probably the first 2 to 3 minutes while you're still, just chatting it up, having casual conversations. People are saying hello, people are commenting and you're commenting back. Maybe people are asking questions. The first 2 to 3 minutes of live time when you're like, just circling around and like shaking hands and stuff like that. When people are popping in, say their name. Say their name. Hey, Sally, welcome to the live. Hey, Jack, welcome to the live. Hey, Mark, nice to see you. That stuff right there is like awesome because it's literally, like I said, like shaking someone's hand. Listen, you're going on live. You're trying to get more clients. There's fierce competition out there. You're basically running for president. Like, you are. Like, that's exactly what it feels like, actually, as a matter of fact. That is a perfect metaphor. It feels like you're running for office and you're going live and people are getting to know you and like you and trust you and you're shaking hands and you're going to events and you're speaking like you're running for president. I put money on any of these Instagram people that they could successfully run a presidential campaign. If Donald can do it, we can all do it. All right, so number 5, last but not least for tips for more views, find your time sweet spot. So People will often ask me, okay, should I go live for 5 minutes? Should I go live for 20 minutes? Is an hour too long to go live? I will tell you this. It's all up to you. Instagram does cut you off at an hour. It cuts you off at an hour. It's like, yo, listen, if you're going live for 60 minutes, you might as well be broadcasting an event over on YouTube, which is exactly why they cut you off at an hour, because you can now go live on YouTube. And they consider, if you have been going live for longer than an hour, they consider that to be an event, not like a live happening. And so they would rather you do that over on YouTube, which is their other channel. But I actually found my sweet spot to be about 45 minutes, which sounds really, really long. It actually is. Like when I get on Instagram live, or when I used to get on Instagram live, I don't get on as long as I used to, but when I used to get on Instagram live, I was running a marathon, baby. I was going for it. I was going for broke. I was on for 45 minutes, probably a piece, and I was teaching like a full masterclass worth of information on 45 minutes on Instagram live, which is really ridiculously crazy. Like, you can't even upload a 45-minute video to YouTube. Like, they'll let you, but no one's watching a 45-minute video on YouTube. But I was holding literally a live masterclass on Instagram. So it's up to you. Some people find that 5 minutes works great. They can come on, they can share the tip of the day in that 5 minutes. They can shake a few hands, kiss a few babies, and get it done. But it's just up to you. So you have to find your sweet spot. So, and this comes with going live more often. The more you often go live, and just video in general, the more often you release video, you'll understand, I mean, you'll get to know where that sweet spot is. Now, I talked for the past 10 minutes about live, but it's not only about live, guys. Turning your authenticity into sales is really about using visuals and being visual, you as a business owner and you as the face of your business. Or if you're an introvert and you've got models on your team or you've got brand ambassadors, it's about those people that are supposed to be in that light, being the face of your brand. It's about those people being present. So this could be pre-recorded video for YouTube. It could be video that you're selling. It could be video that you're putting on your Instagram or your Facebook. It could be video that you're running for ads. It could be live, but it doesn't always have to be. So all of those tips I just told you, yes, they do work for live, but they also work for pre-recorded videos. So if you tell people ahead of time that you're releasing a video every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on YouTube, that also works. And same time, same place still applies. Your post notifications still apply, because that applies for when you go live. It applies for when you post a video. It applies for when you post a picture. So all of those things I just listed apply for both live and pre-recorded video, whatever you're most comfortable with. Why did I just choke on that? Whatever you are most comfortable with, my darling, that works for you. Okay, done with that note card. This is why they can't have me on TV, because they would give me these note cards and I'll literally be like, we're done with that segment. We're done with that segment. I'm not going to do that. Okay. Next, let's move on to brand story building. Brand story building. Okay, so I have 4 questions that you need to ask yourself when telling your brand story. Now, this is important because when you're sharing your brand story, it is going to automatically take people through the know, like, trust factor, and they're going to be ready to buy. I talk about this a lot, but I'm going to go ahead and re-explain it for you guys here because I have not explained it on this webinar yet. There is a thing called a know, like, and trust factor. The know, like, and trust factor, okay? So in branding, this is how people go from being looky-loos to buyers. People go from followers to paid patrons. This is how people go from viewers to here's my bag. Please secure my bag. I'm giving it to you. Okay? However you want to say it. This is how it happens. First, they get to know you. They see you on video, they see you in pictures, they see you posting, they read your tweets, they get to know what you like and what you don't like and all your preferences and how you run your business, how you deal with customer service. They get to know you, okay, like dating, right? Then they get to like you. They're like, oh, I like this person. I like this person. Or no, I don't like this person. Unfollow. I don't want to see your face ever again. Hopefully that's not the case. But then they get to like you. They decide whether they like you or not. And then they go into the trust factor. When they're like, I feel like I know this person. I know her favorite food. It doesn't have to be that intense. I'm about to go over that in a second. What you share, what you don't share. But they get to know you. Then they're like, oh, I kind of like this person. And then they say, oh, I really trust you. Then they give you their money. No one's paying for anything without trusting you. Okay, that seems like a long process, what I just said, but it's not. Okay, I'm not giving my money to someone that I don't trust. And some of you guys are like, well, I don't know, I paid for something I didn't trust the person. Obviously you did, because you gave them your money, unless you're just out here giving out money. And if that's the case, send me an email at thespoiledwriter@gmail.com and I will take your money. I will. We'll figure something out. I'll take your money. But no, I really won't. So that is true. That's how people go from being viewers to buyers, the know, like, and trust factor. So whew, I should have drank some water before I got on here. So when you're telling your brand story, when you're telling these 4 things I'm about to share with you, when you're sharing these things, it takes people through the know, like, and trust process a lot faster. And so they convert from followers to buyers a lot faster. Okay. Number 1, why did you start? Now, okay, before I give you these questions, there's 3 ways for you to share your brand story: video, audio, text. It's that basic. Video, audio, text. That's it. Your video could be live. It could be pre-recorded. It could be like a little commercial that you record, whatever you want it to be. Okay. Audio, that could be podcast, or it could just be a pre-recording of your brand story if you want to tell it as a story and just, give it out for free. I don't know. Most people do it as in a podcast episode though. And text, which would be on your blog, different pieces of your website. Most of the time it's on people's About Me page or Contact Us page. It's somewhere there. So video, audio, text. But you should be answering these 4 questions if you want to move people through the process of know, like, and trust, to turn that authenticity of who you really are and where you really come from, what you really do. If you want to turn that into income, you have to answer these 4 questions for people. 1, why did you start? Why did you start your business? Like, there's so many businesses out here. Why don't you just work for somebody else? Why did you start? Seems like a basic question, but it's not. It's different for everybody. And you answering that question without trying to pretend to be somebody else, you answering that question authentically is what's going to make people say, I would love to be your next customer, or no, boo, we don't bump like that, So why did you start? Number 2, who do you help? Who do you help? You have to answer this because you don't want people buying stuff that they don't need, okay? I am not a money troll. I'm not one of those people who's like, if you can afford it, buy it. No, if it's not for you, it's not for you, okay? Because if you buy something that is not for you, and if you have people buying things on your website that's not for them, what are they going to want? A return. Do you know how much work it is to do a return? Not only are they returning, and so you have to give them the money back, it's taking time out of your day to go and figure out what it is they bought, how you're going to return it, what that process is. And now you've wasted not only the money that they originally gave you that you no longer have, you are now wasting time. So this is costing you money. So I don't want to have to return anything. Actually, I have a no return policy. I have an exchange policy. If you buy something by accident without talking to me first, or if you buy something thinking that it's one thing and it's not, it's something else, what I do is instead find you what you need for that exact same price, even if it costs more. So that's my little, loophole there. If you buy something that's $20, but it's really not what you're looking for, and what you're looking for was $40, we can work something out. I can get you what you need for what you've already spent, and for already with the time you've taken, because it's easier for me to get you into a product that really fits you rather than me just give you a return and you go about your way and you still don't have what you need. Because if you've gotten to that point where you're spending money with me, you've gone through the know, like, and trust factor, and now you trust me to get you where you need to be. So I need to get you where you need to be and follow through, okay? So who do you help? Number 3, what drives you every day? What drives you to keep going? Because sometimes the reason why you started is not always the reason why you keep going. And the difference in between where you were but when you started and where you are now can bring you in clients. Because you may have started saying, I started my business because I saw that there were a lot of working moms that needed more income and they weren't getting those opportunities at their job. So I am teaching them to be able to control their income for their children and have a better life without having to go work 13 hours a day and never even see their kids. That may be why you started. I just made that up, by the way. That's not mine. But that may be why you started. But now what keeps you going is seeing that the clients you've worked with over the past, 8 months, 9 months, however long it's been since you've been working, now seeing the clients that you've worked with really be able to make progress in their lives and be able to pass on their wisdom to other moms. That's what keeps you going. Sharing that matters. Like even that, 30 seconds I just took to give you that made up example for somebody's business. That right there, saying that in a video, running that as an ad, and it's not slimy. People will feel slimy for saying things like that and then running them as an ad. If it's true, it's true. And you should tell as many people as you can. If it's true and that's why you do what you do and you're passionate about what you do, you should share that because someone needs to hear that. So what drives you to do what you do every day? Number 4, what is your ultimate vision for your brand? So where are you going? So if I said, okay, I started because I saw moms that needed help, and now what keeps me going is seeing that these moms are doing so well and they're making such a difference. Ultimately, I see my brand helping 1,000 moms over the next 5 years. I'm going to touch the lives of 1,000 families. That would be a banging commercial. Banging. Big Fortune 500 companies do it, but it's not that great because they're big Fortune 500 companies, and that somebody wrote that and there's like 80,000 employees, and it may or may not be true. But for us small businesses, we have an advantage. People like to count us out and knock us down and all this stuff, but listen, we have an advantage because, especially if you're a solopreneur like I am, because we control things. And so for me to get on there and say, I'm the owner of this business, this is where I started, this is what's happening now, this is where we're going, this is coming from me, this is from the heart. Like, I am the owner, I run this business, I train all these employees, I run this ish. Like that means something to people, okay? And that makes them feel a little bit more comfortable about spending their money. Done with that segment. I'm going to stop doing that. That's so corny. All right. So now that we have those 2 things figured out, oh my gosh, I just realized that when I threw those cards, I'm probably going to need them later to recap. I'm going to grab them. I'm going to grab those cards. And this is why you should think about things before you do them. Anyways, okay. So I'm going to need those to recap later. So this is direct correlation. So now you have your tips for going live, you're connecting with your audience, you're creating video that matters, and you have a brand story that you're sharing via video, audio, or text. Okay, those were the 2 first phases that we went through. Now we're talking about direct correlation, authenticity to sales, direct. Okay, number 1. Phone consults and video consults. If you have a personality, if you are a little crazy on the crazy side, like I am, video consults and phone consults are in your favor. So being authentically you, even if you're a quiet person, being authentically you will convert into sales when you can get on the phone or get on video consults with people and book them into services after talking to them because they respect who you are. They respect who you are. People hate a fake person. That sounded really, really harsh. I have to learn to be politically correct. Real recognize real. And that sounds really ratchet, but it's true, okay? Real recognizes real. People can decide whether they like you or whether they don't like you. But if you're always being yourself, they have no other choice but to respect you. No other choice. They don't. Because if you weren't being yourself, then they would have a real reason to not care. Okay? So phone consults, video consults directly into sales. Use your brand story as an ad. Okay? So when you record your brand story as a video or as or if you do it as a live, Okay, you need to save that, run it as an ad, record it. It's probably going to be about 4 or 5 minutes answering those questions I gave you. And then you can chop it up into an ad. Number 3, speaking engagements. Okay, speaking engagements are a really good place for your authenticity. Speaking engagements are a really good place for your authenticity to turn into sales, because people will get to know you and they'll be able to see you and talk to you. And number 4, interviews, because that's another way people get to know you. So those are ways you can directly turn your authenticity into sales. Use these things, guys. Use these things. These things are amazing. I'm going to be sending out this replay, and I'm probably going to be doing a couple more lives and maybe making some worksheets and stuff for this. But this is the bulk of things. So use this stuff. Use this stuff. Thank you so much for tuning in to How to Turn Your Authenticity into Sales. I will see you later.